So there's been a ton, and I mean a ton, of Blackbeard theories. I've seen them all, man. You've got your Blackbeard is 3 people, and he's got 2 other siblings inside of him theories. You have Blackbeard has split personalities. You have Blackbeard is using the Yami to turn off other devil fruits, and that's why you can have multiple devil fruits. You have, the Kraken theory from Evil. Shout out to him. There's so many different Blackbeard theories out there. And I'm not one to bite off other people's theories unless I'm going to credit them, and I feel like that's important. But I want to talk about Blackbeard today. Specifically, what I feel like he's doing currently, and what I feel like his next real moves are going to be in the story. So no, this isn't some cool theory about how Blackbeard has 3 devil fruits, or he's going to get 3, and this is why. It's nothing like that. It's more so me specifically talking about Blackbeard and what he's doing currently. What is his move? When he read that newspaper and he said, "Pack your things up, boys, we're on the move," what was Blackbeard talking about? But before we get into the nitty gritty of what I think is going on, we got to get past all the YouTube stuff. So if you guys are here currently and you end up liking this video, make sure you leave a like. Make sure you comment down below. Give me your thoughts. And if you like these videos, make sure you subscribe and you turn on your post notifications. Also, really quick, for a while, I had to stick to very, very basic editing because I was having my usual editor working on other things, but he's back. So the editing should be better now. I've seen a lot of complaints about the editing. I know, guys, I'm sorry. I had to stick to very basic stuff. 1, I can't use the clips because, Toei being Toei, but 2, I just didn't have another editor, but now I have other editors. So yeah, editing's back, man. So enjoy the video. Y'all can look at it too instead of just listening to me talk. So Kaido was reading a newspaper. And in this newspaper, he was reading about how the warlord system got abolished and things that happened at the Reverie. And Oda was using him to pretty much fill us in on stuff that was happening. He does this with characters. Characters read things, and that's his way of telling us as the viewer what's going on. I didn't think much of it, but he said something specific. He says, if they aren't going to go after it, then I will. And I said, after it? What is it? A lot of us have been thinking about that. What is it? It's multiple things. Some people think it could be an ancient weapon. Some people think that it could be a poneglyph. And some people think it might be Shanks. And I don't know if he's calling Shanks it. I don't know if he's respecting Shanks as his pronouns or whatever, he, she, they, and all that. I'm not sure, but he said he was going after it nonetheless. And then he told his crew to pack it up and that they were going to be on the way. And I'm thinking to myself, what's Blackbeard up to, man? What is Blackbeard about to do? Well, I think one of the possibilities, and this is something that has been talked about before, is that he's going to go to Whole Cake Island. We know that Kaido and Big Mom have an alliance, and Blackbeard mentions this alliance. And I was thinking to myself, if I was Blackbeard, if I was Black Shiesty, you feel me? Shout out to Pooh Shiesty. If I was Black Shiesty himself, the Zehaha bandit himself, what would I do? I would go to a place that is unprotected. Now, Whole Cake is unprotected right now. I mean, Luffy and everybody was just there. Katakuri's kind of beat up. Big Mom left with Smoothie, Daifuku, a bunch of those people. Mont Door, the Book Bandit, all of them, they went to Wano. Blackbeard is in a position of power now. He's in a position in which he can take him and his crew, attack Whole Cake, and gets Big Mom's road poneglyph. Because no matter how it happens, you need 2 things to get to Laugh-Tale. You need the 4 road poneglyphs, and you need someone that can read poneglyphs. So no matter how you slice it, no matter how you look at this cake, this pie, whatever dessert you want to use, at some point, the road poneglyphs are going to have to get collected by either Luffy or the antagonist of the story, the main antagonist, which clearly to me is Blackbeard, but some people may disagree. Some people might say it's the Marine, the world government, whatever. I think they can all be antagonists in their own right. My point is, at some point, he's going to have to get these poneglyphs. He's going to have to get someone that can read them. So him going to Whole Cake to get these poneglyphs makes sense. Now, this is something that is pretty obvious, something that has been talked about forever in the community, and I know you guys aren't shocked or learning anything new by me saying that. So I want to dig into it a little deeper, each point I'm making. So him going to Whole Cake, what will unfold when this happens? Well, first and foremost, there is no one there that can even physically stop Blackbeard and his fleets. His Titanic captains and him are at a level to which there's no one there on the island to do anything. Katakuri is probably the only one that has a true chance, and he's kind of damaged from stabbing himself. Like, this man Katakuri was out here self-harming in the middle of his fight with Luffy to try to prove that he's honorable, which was stupid. And even Luffy knew it was stupid. Luffy tells him, like, there's no rules in pirate fights. But, you know, anyways, that's neither near or there. My point in bringing that up is Katakuri's not in any shape to do anything. So Blackbeard and his Titanic captains would completely obliterate everyone that tried to oppose them. They would go there, get Big Mom's poneglyph. Honestly, he could go there and take some of her territory over. No one's there to stop him. Big Mom would have to come back immediately, which is something else that I want to talk about. People seem to think, this was a little theory that I heard, that in the middle of this fight in Wano, at some points, the reason why Big Mom's pirates are still there is so they have a way to get away. And that makes sense. Big Mom retreating, that makes a ton of sense. Like, I can see her taking damage, seeing Wano crumbling, seeing Kaido losing, and decide to hightail it out of there. But people seem to think she's going to get word that Blackbeard is running amok in Tonto Land, that he is doing whatever he wants there, trying to take over, take her poneglyph, destroying her, you know, her beautiful island, which means a ton to Big Mom. It's something that she has been trying to create for years. She's trying to create a utopia. It is what is most important to her. Creating a utopia full of different races where everybody lives in harmony. So her hearing that Blackbeard is running amok, destroying things, and doing exactly what she would hate to hear, it would make her leave Wano. And that's the reason why she would leave. That's the theory that I've seen. And although it's a little bit of a Luffy, we get it. Luffy, a little bit of a Luffy, like a stretch. You feel me? But I'm here all week. You feel me? But no, even though it's a bit of a reach, I think that there's some merit to it. I could see a situation in which Big Mom hears that her island is getting completely destroyed and there's some, you know, black shiesty over there, you feel me, running amok in her island. And I could see her hightailing it back to Whole Cake to stop him. So that's one of the scenarios I could see. I definitely could see Blackbeard going to Whole Cake. The other scenario, which we've all heard about, is Blackbeard going to Alabasta to get information on an ancient weapon. Because when he said, if they're not going to go after it, then I will, a lot of people said, well, a poneglyph, that doesn't really make sense. Wouldn't it make more sense if he was going after an ancient weapon? Wouldn't it make sense if he went to Alabasta? Especially with all the situation that he's, you know, seen in the newspaper about the reverie. Alabasta is going through it right now. Their leader isn't there. Things aren't going great in Alabasta. This will be a great opportunity for Blackbeard once again to capitalize. Blackbeard is the ultimate opportunist. That is what he does. He takes the opportunity to pounce on prey, and he does it well. This is something that he's been doing the entirety of the story. He's always done this. So people seem to think that Blackbeard's only going to make moves when it is opportune. And that makes total sense. I mean, look at everything that he did. Look how he placed the dominoes and trampled them over throughout the story. Let's go through a little timeline here. He needs the Yami. The crew find it. Thatch is the one that personally finds it. And Whitebeard and his crew have a specific rule that whoever finds devil fruits on their ship, those are the people that get to keep it. Thatch finds the Yami. He gets to keep it. Blackbeard needs it. He doesn't want to hurt Thatch, but he does because he needs the fruits and he was in his way. He gets the fruit. He knows this would anger the crew. Ace ends up chasing after him, which I really feel like was in his plans. He finds Ace, knowing that he is the son of Roger, captures Ace, turns him in, creates Marine Ford so he can kill Whitebeard and take his fruit. This man, Blackbeard, is the Aizen of One Piece. He's always been this way. So he's going to take that opportunity to make things as easy as possible for him. He wants to win, but he doesn't want to have to do too much as far as like effort goes. He wants to do it as effortlessly as he can. And he does a great job at it. So I think him going to Alabasta while their country is in an uproar and while things are pretty messed up, it makes sense for Blackbeard's character. This is something that he would do. This fits perfectly in with him. So him going to get information on Pluton, again, makes sense. I think that this last thing, this Shanks thing, is kind of related to this whole Jump Festa statement. I've talked about it before. Oda has talked about a red-haired pirates making their move in 2021. Well, 2021 is almost over. So I don't know if it's going to happen this year. Oda might have said something and he might have overshot himself. It happens. But they think that if Shanks is the one that he's talking about and not Kid, that he's going to go after Blackbeard, and this might be the time where Blackbeard defeats Shanks. Now, there's reasons for and against this theory. Now, if you look at it on paper, they're so tied together. They met as kids. Shanks had an interest in Blackbeard. They're on every cover page together. Every time Shanks is on the cover page, Blackbeard is. Go fact check me. Every time. They're just so tied together. And it's obvious. They're like polar opposites. There's chaos, there's balance. Blackbeard, Shanks. That's how I look at it. Yin yang. So Shanks making his move, most people think, okay, it's Blackbeard. He just talked to the Gorosei. He went to the Reverie to talk to him. The Reverie's tied to Blackbeard because of the newspaper. Like, things are starting to add up here. I think the problem that people have is, well, if Blackbeard meets Shanks already and kills him, because some people think that Blackbeard will kill Shanks, he won't have an opportunity to meet Luffy. And I think that's the biggest problem people have, because they want to see Luffy prove to Shanks that he's more powerful or that he's capable of keeping up with him. Shanks will probably be like, you're worthy of the Straw Hat now. I don't want it back, keep it. Because people are like, oh, he's going to return the Straw Hat. I think that Shanks is going to just tell Luffy to keep the Straw Hat. I think that's what's going to happen. People don't want Blackbeard to meet Shanks before that because that hasn't happened. And I completely understand, which is why I don't think that Blackbeard and the Shanks stuff will happen until like a little bit after Elbaf, before the final war. That's my mindset on the timeline. I think that Luffy and Shanks has to meet. So I think the whole Shanks thing is out the window. Blackbeard is not going to Shanks. I think Blackbeard is either going to Whole Cake for the Road Poneglyph, or he's going to Alabasta for Pluton. He's getting information on Pluton. Blackbeard has a motive that's unknown. We don't know what his motive is. We've always wondered about it. We always have been thinking about it. And those two things are most prevalent and things that everybody talks about, that everybody wonders about. But what about Wano? I think at this point, Wano's out the picture, right? Wano is something that people had in the books and the schedules for Blackbeard. People like to think that he's going to come to Wano, and after Kaido is defeated or he isn't defeated, Blackbeard will be the one to finish him off, take his fruit. But that is just a repeat of Marine Ford, which, I mean, it's okay. If, as long as Oda executes it right, it's fine. Like, that would be okay if Kaido got his fruit taken, but I don't think that's going to happen. It's not in the cards, right? At this point, Wano was so far along, it just would not make sense for Blackbeard to be here at this point. And finally, will Blackbeard get a third Devil Fruit? That is something people have been speculating on for a long time. If he does get a third Devil Fruit, I honestly feel like it needs to be, and I've talked about this before, something that helps his durability, his defenses. Some people want to bring up Josu's fruit. I mean, hey, Josu's fruit's cool. Some people brought up Marco's fruit, and I like the idea of Marco's fruit the most. I know that he didn't get Marco's fruit in the Payback War, but we do not have context on the Payback War. We don't know what happened. Marco could have retreated. They could have packed the bags and dipped up out, man. They could have gotten away. Maybe Blackbeard just couldn't get to him in time. That Payback War could have been the most opportune time to take Marco's fruit. So I do understand people having like their, being apprehensive when it comes to Marco's fruit being the one. And I'm not mad at that, but I do like the idea of Marco's fruit. And I know people were like, well, Kaido's fruit because he's durable, but I think Kaido's just durable. I honestly feel like he's just a durable person. Like, I don't think that was like specifically the fruit. I mean, I guess the scales, people think because of the scales, but that could have just been like some Oni stuff. Maybe Onis are just durable, but I understand like the whole scale thing. People are like, oh, it's dragon scales and people have talked about using Rio to get through a scale, so it makes sense. And I'm sorry for ranting at this point about Kaido's fruit. That was mad random, but I did want to talk about everything that I think Blackbeard may be doing, and I think the third Devil Fruit hunt is out of the question, at least for now. So yeah, I think it's either Road Poneglyph or ancient weapon information. I mean, looking at everything, looking at the little theories, the speculations, I think that's what makes the most sense. But of course, these are just my thoughts, and I want to know all of yours, so make sure you comment down below. Let me know what you think Blackbeard may be doing. Why is he on the move? What is he doing? And of course, as always, I hope you all are staying safe and healthy during these trying times. This has been Synsei Inc., and I will see you all in the next video.